Are you sure that you live in the real world? Or maybe everything around is just artful? This is an extremely popular online game with an amazing world and many possibilities. In this world, players with special glasses can forget about reality, flirt, steal cars, save the world, or destroy it. We are introduced to a character named Dada, who lives in Frey City and seems absolutely happy, waking up, stretching, saying hello to his fish, having breakfast and heading to work at the bank. He enjoys his favorite coffee. And he will buy money for new sneakers. He doesn't worry about helicopters not flying overhead. No robots in the city center, fickle fights. He has only one dream: to find love. Suddenly, robbers break into the bank, shots sound, everything falls to the floor. But even this does not darken his mood. He continues. Share your dreams with another girl. A new character joins the game. The girl who takes some file from the mysterious stranger mask and leaves, getting rid of the informant, her name is Millie, and she is one of the creators of the Free City Code. The guy had accidentally met on one of the streets of the city, and our hero with delight recognizes in her singing song his favorite melody in love, looking at her miles surprised, because she did not write such lines for him. The guy rushes after her, but then he is knocked down by the upsmile. Years from the game, and the audience sees how she looks in reality, not as bright as her avatar, but also very cute. Millie doesn't play in Free City for fun. She needs to prove that developer Antoine cheated her and her friend's source code. The next day, the alarm clock will be our hero again. And he acts as usual, but soon something goes against the scenario of the coffee shop. He decides to try a cappuccino, which causes shock to the barista and everyone present, because all the characters drink only one drink of coffee with 2 sugars and cream. The tank turns its muzzle towards our hero. He immediately explains that he was joking and, of course, agrees to the usual drink. He nervously drains his standard cup of coffee and goes to work at the bank. However, soon thieves break in again and everything falls to the floor again. But this time the guy is not so carefree. He sees the girl of his dreams walking down the street again and decides not to miss the chance. He asks the robber for his game points, and a fight ensues between them. Our hero rips off the robber's glasses and accidentally pulls the trigger with a loud blow. The villain, with a huge hole in his stomach, flies off to the wall. The guy drops his weapon and runs outside, putting on his trophy glasses. The world around him is changing. Now he sees things that are inaccessible to the eyes of ordinary residents, such as a first aid kit lying right on the street. Turns out he can load this first aid kit into himself. Now our hero sees the world of Free City, not through the eyes of a simple non-game character, but as a real player. He manages to make a lot of money. And finally buy those sneakers that he so dreamed of. However, having dreamed, he almost gets hit by a train, but manages to stop in time. At this point, the audience is introduced to another Free City developer, a programmer named Keys, who studies the behavior of the guy in the game and tries to understand how the non-game character attacked the real player. After all, such behavior was not included in his code. Kiev also enters the game, choosing the skin of a policeman, and his colleague's Mauser becomes a pink rabbit. They find the guy and start an interrogation, suspecting that one of the players, under the guise of a non-player character, is brazenly using a fake skin. The guy doesn't understand what's going on. Then the cops' rabbits start a shootout, and our hero tries to escape. He notices what he can do in new sneakers. Super high jumps, but he lacks agility, and he crashes into a metal pole and then into the ceiling. He jumps 3 times and reaches the roof. However, the cop and the rabbit build a ladder and chase him. The hero tries to jump to the cable near a construction crane, but flies over and falls from the height of a skyscraper. He is saved by an airbag. Out of 4 inflatable circles, he climbs out of it and claims he is now invulnerable. But at that point, he is run over by a police car. Oops. Keys and Mauser exit the game. They have completed the task, but still do not understand what is happening. the number of players has not changed. So the guy isn't a player, but who is he? Then Keyes returns home and watches an interview where he and Miller talk about their development. A unique India game with a special code that they hope to release soon. But how can you guess? It never happened. Kizu comes to Millie and a fight ensues between them. It turns out that developer Antonu stole their unique game code to create Free City, and now Millie is trying to take him to court. To gather evidence, she created the character Molotov Girl and entered the game. But Kiss resigned himself to injustice and got a job with Antoine's company. Meanwhile, our hero wakes up again and promises himself that everything will change today. The day promises to be different. Millie gets back into the game to get into the stash. Where is the source code evidence stored? Our hero approaches her. Millie decides that she is in front of a player who has chosen a strange image of a guy in a blue shirt. The hero himself does not even suspect that he is not a real character and understands little in the expressions that the girl of his dreams uses in a hiding place. They open fire on them. They had two. Takes out a weapon, realizing that their powers are not equal. She decides to teleport, and the guy follows. Millie's portal opens a weapon warehouse. They advise the hero to pump up, because he only has level 1 so far, which makes him completely helpless. She promises to be friends with him when he reaches level 100. The guy decides to become a hero and do good deeds to rise in levels and see the girl of his dreams again. He fights criminals and protects the innocent. At first he often fails, but this is not scary because he can wake up in his bed every time and start all over again. Suddenly the guy in the blue shirt gets stronger and stronger. They even start making stories about him in real life. Meanwhile, Millie tries to break into the hiding place again. Kiss helps her open the door and the girl finds her source code. However, the alarm goes off and she is immediately attacked by armed guards. Miley shoots back. But the forces are unequal and all exits are mined. At this point, the building on a motorcycle bursts in. Our hero throws the villains aside. Now they fight together and help each other survive. The guy watches Millie with admiration. She is a real master of martial arts. But there are too many villains, and a couple have to jump on a motorcycle and break out of the building at full speed. True, motorcycles don't fly, but luckily they have a jet parachute and they escape. However, the code cannot be retrieved. At this time, Antoine, an extremely unpleasant man, interested only in fame and money, comes to the office of the corporation. He is rude to his subordinates, preparing to launch Free City 2. Back in the game, the guy shows Millie his car fleet and boasts of the level achieved. Millie decides that she has a cool hacker who can help her get the necessary code. They stroll through the evening city and realize they have a lot in common. They both enjoy gum-flavored ice cream and swinging. Millie tells the hero about her life, and between them one kiss they saw, interrupted by a knock on the door. This is Kiss. All this time he tries to figure out who this mysterious guy in the blue shirt is, and finds him in the Kiss database, informs Mila that Antoine definitely stole their code, as it was he who came up with non-game characters that will feel alive. For example, the guy in the blue shirt is not a player, but a real artificial intelligence, who believes in the reality of his existence, and he is not alone. All non-game characters develop, learn, and evolve, Miles shock. At the same time, she is upset because she was kissed by a fake person. She dives back into the game, finds the hero, and brings him to a tavern where legendary characters gather. Miller tells the hero that the whole town is just a game, and he's an ordinary non-game character who doesn't really exist. But the worst is yet to come. After 2 p.m., City 2 will launch, erasing all data, including the guy. Millie, barely holding back tears, asks him to help save the virtual world. In despair, he removes his glasses, heads to the ocean, realizes his life was a lie, and shares his thoughts with a colleague, who suddenly reacts calmly and says that the main thing is not existence, but the presence of real feelings. He knows he must save his world at any cost. Together with his buddy, he goes to the cache to get the source code for Millie. The cache keeper, who sympathizes with the hero, willingly gives him the code, and the hero brings his Millie there. They find evidence that Antoine did steal their unique code. The popularity of the Blue Shirt heroes threatens the successful launch of Free City 2, and Antoine orders Keys to reboot the world. Erase all the parameters of the hero keys refuses and resigns, but Antoine Sim performs a reboot, which causes the players to temporarily leave the game, and everything around begins to disappear. When the game restarts, the hero returns to default settings, wakes up in his apartment, lives according to the same algorithm, fish, suit. Breakfast coffee with Millie's friend finds him and tries to talk, but he no longer remembers anything about his past life. In desperation, she quits the game, and then Keys calls her and assures Millie that the guy's memory can be restored. The main thing is to understand how to do it. He admits that when creating the character he put in the code his tastes and the image of an ideal girl, so the guy fell in love with Millie at first sight. Enters the game again, breaks into the bank where the hero works, and takes him hostage. She forces him to wear gaming glasses and informs him that in 2004, this world will be gone forever, failing to awaken his memory with words. Millie kisses the guy, and he recalls all the details, including the location of the hidden island with the game's source code. Together they collect all the non-game characters and convince them that they are not just sets of code. They mean so much more. A real uprising begins, and now players are in for a surprise. Instead of the usual characters available for robbery, they find an empty city. Non-game characters gathered in the cafe and enjoyed Borist's new drinks. Meanwhile, Antoine decides to destroy Frey City in order to get rid of the evidence and remove Millie Holotov's character girl. Keys creates a bridge to the island and hacks the security system, allowing everyone to observe the events in Free City. Antoine orders all players removed from the game and introduces a character named Dude. Before the disappearance of Molotov Girl tells the guy that now the fate of the world depends only on him, but the hero attacks. Dude is a huge rocker, an unfinished and less intelligent copy of the guy created for Free City 2, but much stronger than him. The hero helps his friend from the bank, but he also finds himself knocked out. The guy doesn't seem to stand a chance, but here he finds game points and uses Captain America's shield, Hulk's hand, Jedi lightsaber, and laser cannon. Nevertheless, the dude manages to knock him down. Then the hero puts his gaming glasses on the dude. And then, distracted by bright objects around the real world, Antoine, in a hurry, took an axe and began to manually destroy the game server. The Free City universe is collapsing in front of players around the world. But our hero, despite everything, manages to get to the island and shows everyone the source code created by Millie and Kiss. In reality, Millie finds an enraged Antoine and offers to return the Free City source code to her in exchange for not suing him. Leaving him the profits from Undercity 2 and other versions, greedy Antoine agrees, but Undercity 2 becomes a complete failure. Meanwhile, Millie and Keys release their game Free Live, importing the hero and all the inhabitants of Free City. The game is an instant hit. Miles as Molotov Girl is back in the game, going on a date with a guy. He realizes that the girl of his dreams can't stay in the virtual world all the time and lets her go. He confesses his love to her, saying that he is only a message from his creator. Millie realizes that Kiss, who created the hero, is actually in love with her. Taking off her headphones, she runs out like Kiza, and now they are not just friends, but a couple in love in the virtual world. The guy is not bored either. He made friends with the dude, and new adventures await them. At the end, our hero meets with a former colleague from the bank, and together they go on a new adventure. Did you enjoy our review? Give it a like and share the video with friends.